The San Antonio Spurs are 5-0 for the first time in franchise history, and it's all thanks to their youth movement taking real terrifying shape. And of course, everything starts with Victor Wembanyama. Since entering the NBA in 2023, Wemby has added roughly 30 pounds of muscle, and it's changed everything. Instead of floating around the perimeter settling for jumpers, he's weaponized that strength by getting downhill and living in the paint. You combine that new physicality with the absurd length that he already had, good luck. When Wemby is in motion, defenders might as well punch in on the time clock that they're just going to witness the shift. The result is nearly an 8% spike in field goal efficiency. Now up to 56.3%, he's doing it against real defensive bodies. Opening night, he took it straight to Anthony Davis and also Derek Lively, and those are not exactly soft matchups. What used to bother him in the past were smaller, stronger defenders that were simply bodying him up. But now he's eating them like midnight snacks. In Wemby's first couple of years in the NBA, a body like Zion would give him trouble. But in year 3, Wemby made him look like a JV call-up, racking up 9 blocks, nearly a triple-double, and Zion continued to get smothered by the same set of arms and getting rejected multiple times. In the next game against the Brooklyn Nets, Wemby puts up 31 points, 14 rebounds, and 9 stocks. And in a casual sequence, he blocks a shot, gets the rebound, pushes the ball up the court, and pulls up from the logo and swishes a 3-pointer. We already knew about his generational talent as a defender, but now it seems that the offense is coming all together, and this is making him a true monster to deal with. Through 5 games, Victor Wembanyama is averaging 30.6 points, 14.6 rebounds, and 4.8 blocks a game. And this is defensive nightmare fuel on every possession. San Antonio has a defensive rating of 104.2, and that's just a sliver behind OKC for the best in the league. But get this, when Wemby's on the floor, the defensive rating drops by more than 19 full points. Without him, they're average, but with him, they're the most suffocating unit in basketball. And he's redefining what rim protection means. And it's not just by blocking shots, it's erasing hope. Let's talk about Dylan Harper, who was the Spurs' 2nd overall draft pick in June's draft. And we all know about his pedigree, right? He is Ron Harper's son. Ron was a NBA bloodline. He won multiple championships with the Chicago Bulls and Los Angeles Lakers, playing alongside Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant respectively. And we understand that Ron has contributed significantly to Dylan's development and also blessed him with great genetics. Let's not disregard his mother, Maria Harper. Maria was a Division I hooper who she played for the University of New Orleans and is the architect behind both her sons' development, as we know that she actually coached both her sons at the high school level and helped them develop into future college standout players and later become professional ball players, as each of them are in the NBA, with Dylan being the 2nd overall pick just a few months ago. And he seems to look the part as a San Antonio Spur. And what I mean by that, he's giving them 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists with efficient offense while making smart reads. And he became the youngest guard ever in NBA history to have 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in a single game without a single turnover. And while making an instant impact, he doesn't look like a rookie at all. In fact, he looks like a steward of Spurs basketball. Jumping to Stephan Castle, he's been the stabilizer of the San Antonio Spurs. The reigning Rookie of the Year is taking another leap, and he's doing this also with De'Aaron Fox out of the lineup. Castle's been running the show as the primary ball handler, and the offense has stayed afloat because he's just so poised and composed, especially in clutch moments. Through 5 games, he's averaging nearly 19 points a night, 6 rebounds and 5 assists. And let's also talk about how great of a defender he is, because he is usually the on-ball defender, so he's defending the point of attack and is really good offensively as a pick and roll organizer, and it's clearly shown through several games this season that the moment isn't too big for him. He knocked down the go-ahead shot against the New Orleans Pelicans. He had a couple of great moments against the Brooklyn Nets, and then later against the Miami Heat when they seemed to get back into the game after trailing by double digits in the third quarter. And for this stellar play so far in 2025, he's become the perfect Robin to Wemby's Batman. Devin Vassell has become the Spurs' quiet sniper. Every title contender needs a sharpshooter, and the Spurs seem to have that guy in Devin Vassell. He's shooting above 40% from deep, and he's become a reliable third scoring option despite the absence of De'Aaron Fox. And being that floor spacer really bends the defense and stretches them out. We know that Stephan Castle and even at times Dylan Harper have been putting him into great positions to be knocking down consistent shots from the outside, but being that glue guy as well while Wemby attacks the rim and is being surrounded by shooters like a Devin Vassell makes the Spurs offense that much more lethal. Now, the veteran on this team is Keldon Johnson, and despite him being 26 years of age, he is probably the most tenured veteran amongst the Spurs players at this point. He's an Energizer bunny coming off the bench, and whenever the Spurs need a play, it seems like Keldon Johnson is there. He's a guy that likes to crash the glass and is a really great defensive tone-setting forward that provides great minutes coming off the bench. Every team needs a guy that can do the dirty work, and the Spurs have that in Keldon Johnson. We must talk about, obviously, the guy that's orchestrating this whole organization, and that's Mitch Johnson, the successor to the longtime great head coach Greg Popovich. Obviously, when Pop's health began to decline last season, the first guy up was Mitch Johnson, Pop's top assistant coach at the time. And Mitch has done a great job in taking over the reins, immediately having an impact, pushing all the right buttons as he's learned from the best in Greg Popovich and really respecting the blueprint that was set down before him while also implementing some modern upgrades along the way. The biggest one has been tweaking the defensive lineups by hiring Sean Sweeney. Sean Sweeney has been a long-time assistant head coach and really does a good job of being essentially the Spurs defensive coordinator. And he's done a great job in implementing a concept where these guards are pressuring high and that they eventually funnel to the waiting arms of Victor Wembanyama, who has a great amount of defensive gravity. An example against Toronto where the Raptors were basically suffering from a huge offensive inefficiency where their offensive rating dropped to just 72 points, 35 points below their season average entering that game. And that was simply all due to their offense avoiding Victor Wembanyama in the paint at all costs. There were so many times it just felt their offense was seeing ghosts, and whenever Wembanyama was in a stone's throw away, due to that long wingspan, it created several mistakes by the Toronto Raptors, and they simply could not score on him, and they tried to avoid him at all costs. And despite him altering shots, which it's hard to keep track of as an official stat, he only finished the game with one block, but again, that defensive gravity has taken a new and absurd level against the Toronto Raptors. The roster around Wemby is so well constructed to not only enhance his superpowers, but also kind of work in symbiosis of that excellent set of skills that Wemby is blessed with. After a 6-year absence, this young core has the Spurs well ahead of schedule, but the scary thing is, they're winning with defense, and that's the one thing that travels in the NBA playoffs. If the offense continues to level up, if you see development from guys like Dylan Harper, Stephan Castle, and then the continuing emergence of Victor Wembanyama, this isn't just going to be a fun early season story. This is a team that could win multiple playoff series along the way. This sounds like a team that could make a deep run into the playoffs. This is a team that could win multiple playoff series and could be a sleeper to make the Western Conference Finals. Along the way, this is obviously going to build a case for Wemby to win MVP or DPOY come season's end. But if it isn't already clear, the Spurs aren't on the come up or arriving soon. They're already here.